What is up, Janksters? It's your boy Graham, also known as HamHawks42 on the internet, and today I want to talk about a special card that has a unique implication in the current standard meta for any other brewers out there that are looking to experiment with certain cards that they may have gotten their hands on with Brothers War. Now, in Arena, it's going to work correctly, and I want you to understand what the heck is going on because it will look like it's bugged, but it's not. And if you're in paper, I want you to understand the proper ruling for this. That way you don't have to call a judge over, and you don't build your deck to do something that frankly doesn't work. Dredging Claw is the card that we're talking about. Dredging Claw is an equipment for 2. Equipment creature gets +1/+0 and has Menace. Menace is a big deal, so okay, cool. An equipment that can grant that's good. It equips for 1 and a black. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield from your graveyard, you may attach Dredging Claw to it. Now, this is a card that's in Brothers War, so obviously it is meant to combine with unearthed creatures. So unearthed creatures have this ability where if they're in your graveyard, you can cast them for their unearthed cost, and you don't cast them. That's the point. You activate the ability Unearth, and when you do, the card goes directly from the graveyard to the battlefield, and then you have to sacrifice it at the end of the turn, and it gains haste. So, okay, cool. If you have a Dredging Claw down, and you unearth, say, a Mishra's Juggernaut, which I have, for example, here, the Mishra's Juggernaut you will get the opportunity to equip the Dredging Claw to it. You don't have to, it's a may, but you still can. Now, what I want to call out is another interaction that's in standard right now that does not work with Dredging Claw, and that is Tenacious Underdog. So Tenacious Underdog, if it's in your graveyard, you can use the Blitz ability, but that's the thing. It's actually not a Blitz ability. It's an alternate casting cost. And when you cast a spell, whether you cast it from your hand, the top of your library, your graveyard, from exile, doesn't matter. Every single time you cast a spell, the first place it goes is to the stack, which is this zone that exists where spells can exist, where they can be interacted with, where they can be countered, they can be returned to hand, that kind of thing, before they resolve. So this is where, if you're playing on Arena, you throw the card out there and it hovers on the right side of the screen for a little while. That's the stack. That's what's going on there. That's how they represent it in that client. And on the stack, it exists on the stack, and then it enters the battlefield. So if the Tenacious Underdog is in your graveyard and you cast it for its Blitz cost, yes, you are taking a card from your graveyard and you are ultimately putting it onto the battlefield. However, it has a stop midway. It goes to the stack first, then enters the battlefield. So when Tenacious Underdog enters the battlefield, your Dredging Claw is going to say, oh, a creature just entered, didn't enter from the graveyard. And as far as the Dredging Claw is concerned, the answer is no. So if you want to equip a Tenacious Underdog that you just blitzed with a Dredging Claw, you have to pay the 2. Now, there are certain situations where that might still be worth it, but don't just slap Dredging Claw into decks with Tenacious Underdogs thinking that you just get an added bonus. Because, if Dredging Claw existing in your deck meant that the Tenacious Underdog, which is already a great card, could just be a 4/2 with Menace when you bring it out, holy cow, that's amazing. So, that would be fantastic. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. So be aware of that, build appropriately, don't count on that interaction. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I wanted you to be aware of what was going on there. Also, please don't shoot the messenger. That is just how it works. I did not establish the comprehensive rules of Magic the Gathering, nor did I make the design decision to put Tenacious Underdog and Dredging Claw in the same standard at the same time. So if you want to leave a message in the comments, I'm more than happy to commiserate in how frustrating that is, because it really looks like they should work, but they don't. So I'm upset, I'm frustrated, but I wanted to share with you what was going on. So thank you so much for checking out the video. I really appreciate it. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference, and I will catch you on the next one.